Hello student, today our video related to the renal replacement therapy. Its short form is RRT. So in this video we will talk about what is the definition of RRT, what is the indication of RRT and complication of RRT, types and modes of RRT. So let me start our video with the definition of renal replacement therapy. What is the renal replacement therapy? So renal replacement therapy, we will do renal replacement therapy in those patients where the both kidney function are fails for some reason. In that patient we will do renal replacement therapy. According to definition, RRT is the therapy that replaces the normal blood function of the kidney when both kidney function are failed in patient. Okay, the RRT is term used to refer modality of treatment that used to replace the waste filtering function of the normal kidney. Now come to the indication of RRT. RRT used whenever both kidney function are failed to achieve homeostasis. For RRT, what is indication of RRT? Whenever the both kidney function are fails in patient, in that situation, patients suffer many problems like metabolic acidosis, oliguria and urea, and temperature problem, homeostasis problem. So for the resolving of these problems, we do RRT, renal replacement therapy, in those patients where both kidney are fails. There are following indication of the RRT. Some of these are following. Number one, acute kidney failure. Acute kidney failure is that situation where both kidney function are fail for some reason, but they are reversible in but they are reversible in situation if we treated this type of patient with proper medication and proper treatment. Next is chronic renal failure. Chronic renal failure, when both kidney function are failed for permanently. In ARF, the both kidney function are failed for temporary base, but in chronic renal failure, the both kidney function are failing permanently. Next is diuretic resistance pulmonary edema. If the lungs of the patient having a water excess water, that situation is known as pulmonary edema. Resistance means if a patient treated with a drug, but the pulmonary edema does not decrease and or persist in for a long time, that is known as resistant pulmonary edema. Next is hyperkalemia. If the potassium level in blood is high, that situation is known as hyperkalemia. In that situation, we also do the RRT. Metabolic acidosis, uremic complication like pericarditis, encephalopathy, bleeding, dialyzer intoxication like intoxication with the lithium, toxic alcohol, salicylate and others. Myasthenia gravis, septic shock, burn, uremia, acute hepatic failure superimposed on chronic failure. If the patient GFR value is less than 10 ml per minute per 170 1.73 meter square, BSA chronic disease, no diabetes. And another situation, the GFR value is less than 50 ml per minute per 1.73 meter square, BSA chronic kidney disease with diabetes patient. And some poisoning patient like acute poisoning patient and snake poisoning, different type of poisoning patient treated with the RRT. Now modes of RRT, there are following modes of RRT. Number one, intermittent hemodialysis or hemodialysis. What is the intermittent hemodialysis? It is the advanced medical procedure in which we remove excess fluid. It is the advanced procedure in which we will remove excess fluid, salt, and waste product, toxin substance from the blood of the patient. Also, blood of the patient. Also, this type of waste and toxin and salt removed by the patient blood with the help of machine blood tubing. Okay, so hemodialysis is the procedure where we will remove the excess fluid, salt, waste product, toxin substance from the body, blood from the blood of the patient body by filtration process. Okay, with the help of dialyzer, its second name is filter. Also with the help of blood tubing and dialysis machine to clean the patient blood. Intermittent hemodialysis with the hypotension allow only intermittent removal of wastage. Many times you can see whenever you do the hemodialysis, the patient going to the hypotension situation. So hemodialysis, the most probable chances the patient during the hemodialysis patient going to the hypotension. Now come to the what is the process, how to hemodialysis done. Firstly, we insert the arterial needle. With the help of arterial needle, we connected the arterial needle with the arterial blood tubing, and this blood tubing connected with the filter or dialyzer. And another place we insert the venous needle, and this venous needle connected to the venous line. Okay, and this venous line connected to the dialyzer. So first, with the help of arterial needle and blood pump, uh, we take blood, and with the help of blood pump we circulate blood from the dialyzer. In dialyzer, due to the counter current mechanism, filtration procedure occur, and the filter blood going to the patient body after filtration with the help of uh, venous blood line. So this is the procedure of hemodialysis. Now come to the another point. Another mode is continuous renal replacement therapy. What is the continuous renal replacement therapy? It is an extracorporeal blood purification intended to substitute for impaired renal function over an extended period of time and applied 24 hours a day or more than 24 hours. It is more costly and complex process and avoids hypotension episode. So firstly, we will understand what is the CRRT. CRRT, continuous renal replacement therapy, is a extracorporeal blood purification therapy. The CRRT done when the patient condition is very serious, very poor, and the patient needs the ventilation support. In that situation, we do the continuous renal replacement therapy, because in this in serious condition, the many patient BP also fall, the vitals also the decrease in situation. So for this situation, and the patient also the unconscious condition, so for this type of situation we will do a continuous renal replacement therapy. Okay, and this therapy going this therapy can be do 24 hours, more than 24 hours, for 4 days, 7 days, and more than 15 days, and more and 1 month, depend upon the patient situation. If patient is if patient feel the safe condition or patient feel well, in that situation we disconnected the CRRT and come to the patient on hemodialysis. This is the CRRT machine. This is the CRRT machine. Here you can see the kit of the CRRT CRRT, CRRT instrument. This kit have the blood tubing, and this CRRT machine have the four pumps. Four pumps. Also, this kit have four types of not a four types of blood tubing, but this kit have blood one of dialyzer and tubing, and this kit put only in simple way on the machine. So this is the CRT machine. So with the help of CRT machine and this blood tubing, dialyzer, and fluid, we do the CRRT. It's next is CRRT divided, and CRRT modes are following. Number one, slow continuous ultrafiltration. Number two, continuous veno-venous hemodialysis. Continuous veno-venous hemofiltration. Also the continuous arterio veno-venous hemofiltration. Also slow low efficiency daily dialysis. If you do in if you want, it's a big video, you can see the separate video for regarding the CRRT, continuous renal replacement therapy. Here you can see the picture. This picture show the fluid that is used in CRRT. Okay, this is the mode of CRRT: CBBH, CBBHD, also CBBHDF. In CBBH, we post renal function, effluent fluid use, pre-renal function, filter during filter dialysate, effluent and dialysate fluid also use. Okay, and in CBBHD, we use post renal function. After the we use dialysate, effluent and dialysate and pre-functional. Okay, in CRRT, you also know, do not use the vascular access like fistula and other things. We use the catheter, a temporary catheter for the CRRT, like jugular catheter, mainly jugular catheter and subclavian catheter. And most prominent for CRRT, we used jugular catheter. Okay. Now come to the point, peritoneal dialysis. What is the peritoneal dialysis? Now, peritoneal dialysis is a type of dialysis. You also know the dialysis is divided into two parts. Number one, hemodialysis, and number two, peritoneal dialysis. So, first is the hemodialysis. In hemodialysis, we use the hemodialysis machine, but in peritoneal dialysis, sometimes we use the machine, but many times we do peritoneal dialysis with manual form. So, peritoneal dialysis is a type of dialysis where the infusion of the dialysis solution or dialysate into the space between the visceral and parietal peritoneum membrane act as filter through which fluid and dissolved substance are exchanged with the blood and then allow blood to clear the toxin waste and excess waste circulation by ultrafiltration in those patients whose kidney has failed. In those patients whose kidney has failed, in that situation we do both kidney, not a one kidney, both kidney functions and both kidney are fails in function. In that situation we do manual dialysis, that is known as peritoneal dialysis. Sometimes we use a machine for peritoneal dialysis. In peritoneal dialysis, firstly, before the peritoneal dialysis, the surgeon placed the soft tube catheter, that is known as trench of catheter, in the patient valley, peritoneum cavity or peritoneum cavity. This catheter outside joined with the after when we do the peritoneal dialysis, in that time this catheter outer side portion joined with the another line, that is known as Y-sed line. Here Y-sed one point is connected to the dialysate fluid and another side is connected to the empty bag. This bag used for the waste product. So during peritoneal dialysis, firstly we fill the peritoneum cavity with the dialysate fluid. That dialysate fluid mainly made up of the glucose solution. This dialysate fluid also known as lactate buffer solution. So firstly, with the help of dialysate fluid, we fill the peritoneal cavity. After filling, we retain this fluid for 20 minutes, 10 minutes, more than 20 minutes, and maximum 1 hour for 1 hour in the patient valley. After 1 hour, after 20 minutes, we close this side clamp and open the empty bag clamp and open the empty black empty sorry open the empty bag clamp. So the fluid drain into this bag, so the waste material collected into this empty bag. So this is the procedure where we fill the peritoneum, and after retaining or after dwelling, we empty this waste product or we drain this waste product in the empty bag. So peritoneum dialysis covered in three procedures. Firstly fill, next is dwell or retain procedure, and third is drain. So these three procedures where we do fill, dwell and drain called exchange. So one during for the peritoneum dialysis we do 4 to 5 exchange for the removal of waste. So this is the peritoneal dialysis. Now come to the plasmapheresis. What is the plasmapheresis? The plasmapheresis depend upon the plasmapheresis divided into two parts depending upon the how much fluid or how much plasma we remove from the patient body. So first part is plasmapheresis. Simple is plasmapheresis. What is the plasmapheresis? Plasmapheresis is the procedure. In this procedure, we remove the smaller amount of plasma. The procedure where we remove small amount of plasma like less than 50% of plasma from the patient blood volume. Means if we remove 50% of plasma for patient blood volume, that is known as plasmapheresis. And in this process, because we remove less than 50% of plasma in the blood volume, so that situation we do not read any replacement fluid or any type of fluid for the filling the volume. Okay, so this procedure is known as plasmapheresis. Here you can see the plasmapheresis procedure. Okay, here you can see whole plasmapheresis procedure. In plasmapheresis, we do not do the ultrafiltration and other things. In plasmapheresis, we do not connect the dialyzer into the coupler. Also, we connect the we left the dialyzer without the coupler. Okay. Now come to the second point. Plasma exchange. What is the plasma exchange? Plasma exchange is that procedure where we remove large quantity of plasma. So the procedure where we remove large volume of plasma, nearby 65% of total volume of plasma, that situation is known as plasma exchange. But in this In this situation we remove in this situation we need replacement fluid because we remove large quantity of plasma. So on the behalf of replacement fluid we use some form of replacement fluid like albumin, isotonic solution, fresh and frozen plasma. So because in plasma exchange we remove a small amount of plasma in plasmapheresis, so we do not use any type of replacement fluid. But in plasma exchange, we remove large amount of plasma. So for the that situation, we need replacement fluid like albumin, fresh frozen plasma, and isotonic saline for the filling of the volume of the plasma. You can see the picture. The plasma exchange do not done with the plasmapheresis done with the help of dialysis machine, but the plasma exchange done with the centrifuge machine. Here in centrifuge machine you can see when we use the centrifuge machine, with the help of centrifuge machine, red blood cells is separated from the one side, white blood cells is separated from the one side, platelets also separated from the one side, and plasma separated from the another side. So we remove with the help of centrifugal machine, we remove this plasma with the help of centrifugal machine, and nearby 65% plasma removed in plasma exchange. So in plasma exchange we use centrifugal machine, and in plasmapheresis we use dialysis machine. If you want it's a large video and big video, you can see the separate video of the plasmapheresis. Now what is the sign and symptom of RRT? Sign and symptom of the RRT are oligouria. When the patient urinate less amount of urine, that situation is known as oligouria. Anuria, when patient do not urinate urine, that situation, the absence of urine production is known as anuria. High serum creatinine and urea level above the fixed criteria. Also the metabolic acidosis without compensation. Dangerous fluctuation in serum sodium and potassium. Persist pulmonary edema. Persist pulmonary edema which does not respond to diuretic therapy. If patient treated with the diuretic therapy or other therapy, but but the pulmonary edema does not go or does not remove, in that situation we do RRT. Temperature soaring above 40 degrees Celsius, high blood urea with the complication of encephalopathy, neuropathy, pericarditis, cardiac failure. Lithium overdose. Patient lithium overdose, also the poisoning patient like snake poisoning and another type of poisoning is the sign and symptom of the RRT. Also the hypothermia, also patient who need infuse with a large amount of fluid blood but cannot tolerate volume infusion without risk of pulmonary edema. So these all are the sign and symptom of RRT. Now come to the principle of RRT. RRT is based on semi-permeable membrane used to filter out the waste in the form of solute. So RRT, the principle of RRT is diffusion. Sorry. So the principle of RRT is the diffusion, convection, and ultrafiltration. Also, we use semi-permeable membrane of the RRT. Okay, so the rate of UF depend upon the transmembrane pressure and permeability of the membrane. Now come to the complication of RRT. What is the complication of RRT? There are many complication of RRT in different form of RRT. So first is catheter related complication. The catheter related complication are those complication we the when the catheter related complication is those complications which is related to the catheter. So the catheter related complication are following like blood loss, disconnection, infection, and failure of access. Next is mechanical complication of the extracorporeal circuit. If the extracorporeal circuit having the some problem, so that's type of complication is the extracorporeal related complication, or it is also related to the RRT. Fluctuation in salt water balance. If the patient if the salt concentration in patient body is fluctuate, in that situation this is the big complication of the RRT. Also the activation of the coagulation cascade, hypotension, accidental removal of tubes. If the accidental removal of tube, those tube which you use for catheter, also peritoneal catheter, yeah, or other catheter. Also the accidental removal of tube including ventilator, dialysis catheter, and airways tube. Also the blood tubing. Deterioration of hemodynamic status due to the cardiac arrhythmia, removal of drugs used in treating underlying condition. Next is cardiac arrest, infection, coagulopathy, venous thrombosis. Venous thrombosis is also the main complication of the RRT. Obstruction of dialysis catheter or blood vessels. Obstruction of dialysis catheter or blood vessel, air embolism, muscle cramps. Anaphylactic reaction of to the dialyzer. Anaphylactic reaction do whenever the dialysis technician or nurse do not priming on do not do not do the insufficient priming or use the less amount of fluid during priming. In that situation, many times in RRT, the patient suffer from air embolism, anaphylactic reaction, and other type of infection. Also, the peritonitis, catheter-associated infection, hyperglycemia, protein loss. So these all are the complication of RRT. Okay, so this is the video of the RRT where we study about the types of RRT, complication, indication, sign and symptoms of RRT. If you have any type of problem, you simply you write down the message. Thank you.